The business grew from 3 million to 8 million. Then the business grew from 8 million the next year after we delivered the platform to 22 million. Then their business went from 22 million the next year to 34 million. And then this year they're at 45 million. They now have $5 million in Cardone capital paying them, because that was target number one. We want to have passive income that exceeds our earned. First thing you get your house in order, you create an algorithm in your business, and we've created all those workshops to complement that. So you go to this, and it's about a 7-month plan. You saw Igor, he was 50 grand, and he went to 300 grand, then he went to 500 grand, and then he went to 800 grand. It's a system. You're not gonna go from whatever you're at to 10 times bigger next month because you went to a 2-day seminar. It's a commitment, it's investment, and it's a system. And then what happens from there, we deliver this. As you've got momentum, we deliver the platform, and then we have a managed services program. Anybody in our SBU in this room? Yeah, you guys. So you guys went from 1 million. You followed this exact process, went to an event, went to the 360, engineered your business, went into the SBU. And you did all the workshops. And that took you how long? A year and a half. So that makes sense. And what happened? Started at 1 million. What did you do last year?
3.3.
3.3, and what are you on target to do this year based on all your assumptions?
9 to 10 million.
9 to 10 million. So, and then they'll have a team, they'll have a system, they'll have an infrastructure, and then when you're at 9 million, you can pop to 20. But you can't go from 1 to 20 because you don't have anything. Does this make sense? And then all of a sudden you wake up, and I think of the Silvas. Silvas came in, they were doing 3 million in revenue, they'd been flat for 10 years, we're making $120,000 a year, and they wrote the last check of the last money they had in their business to go to this, and somehow they were able to find enough money to start this process. Within 90 days, we found enough sloppage in the business through our auditing process and fixing it, that the money that they were spending on other things, we just reallocated it to their platform so that they didn't come out of pocket. And by the time we delivered the platform, that took 7 months. The business grew from 3 million to 8 million. Then the business grew from 8 million the next year after we delivered the platform to 22 million. Then their business went from 22 million the next year to 34 million. And then this year they're at 45 million. They now have $5 million in Cardone capital paying them, because that was target number one. We want to have passive income that exceeds our earned income. Target two is we want to increase our net worth. Their net worth now is about 26 million bucks. And that'll be a $100 million business because we're starting to acquire and expand out of their existing market. It's the pool and spa space. We have thousands of pool and spa people that come through and they're always like, oh, I'm the best, I got it all figured out. And they're 5 million or 8 million. They're the best at being an artist at delivering a beautiful spa and pool, but they're not necessarily the best at being the best business person. And the thing you have to understand is the thing that makes you great, you over rely on it. And then the thing that you're not great at is the thing that keeps you stuck where you're at. Does this make sense? So we just engineer it. Now, what does this look like in the context? Could you pull up the red scaling 10 elements slide? Who's got it? Yeah, she'll get it. What this is showing you is exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll even talk about this morning, but as your business starts to get bigger, what those slides mean, based on the thousands of businesses we interviewed and now the $2 billion of businesses we manage, what those slides mean is it's your level of competency in the order in which you need to become great at something as your business gets bigger. Does that make sense? So we know of the 250 things, 76 prime areas and 10 elements, we know based on those slides and based on the auditing and based on the process we go through, we know where you're good, where you're weak, where you have systems, where you have no systems, what you need to put in place, and then what we do is work with you to design specifically for your business the things that are special, unique, and valuable to you, your culture, and the way you do business. And if you just follow the system and you lead your team, because that's the next piece I was going to talk about, is once people start succeeding and they start growing, they go to my business mastery leadership program. And the reason that's important is because the business will be capped. What we know is once you get up to breakpoint 3, okay, so you're talking about 15 million or less, if somebody doesn't know how to lead that organization, it'll get stuck. You need 3 people in that organization in order to scale it and grow it to the 50 million. And a lot of things are gonna happen at 25 million that are not gonna be pleasant for a variety of reasons statistically, and then they're gonna happen again at 45 million. So the reason that the next breakpoint 5 is 25 to 45 is because at the top end of 45, there's a whole bunch of implications with the business that then from 45 to 75, if you don't make sure you have the right foundation in place, bad things happen. Usually statistically, you have a slip back or a snapback. Slip back is one break point, snapback is two. So it isn't a matter, and this is the other thing I'll tell you, sometimes you come through and you're like, my gut tells me I should do this, that, or the other thing, and it kind of works. And you come through, it's nice to know and be validated that what you were thinking is actually the way you should do it, because now you're gonna move faster. It isn't that we're just experts and geniuses and everything. Sometimes people are just like, man, I had that thought, I started to do it, I kind of held back because I wasn't certain, and then they're like, that's exactly what I should do. Boom, they go attack it with attack speed. This is the stuff I teach in my leadership program. When you're under pressure, when you're under stress, when you're uncertain, you rely on the 4 A's. The 4 A's, the first A is acknowledge that you're in that situation. Don't resist it, don't fight it. Second A is just accept it. Okay, I'm in a situation where I have friction, I have resistance, I have anxiety, I have fear, I have anger, whatever it is. I'm just gonna accept it, I'm gonna acknowledge it. It is what it is, I'm gonna accept it. I'm not gonna take any action on it until I sit back and say, what do I want to, in a perfect optimal world, what would I want to have happen? And then I'm gonna go identify what I want to have happen. And then the third A is act towards what you want to have happen so you have clarity, because one of the things we saw with business owners is they act before they're certain what they want to have happen. They create a different condition that actually is worse than the one they were trying to address. Does this make sense? So the A's: acknowledge, accept, act towards your stated objective, and as you start to gain momentum, attack it with attack speed. Go all in, get everybody behind you because it's working.